All right, let's talk about the dream downloads. Let's talk about them because I love dream downloads. And if you don't look up your dream downloads, you might think they're just nuts. So last night, what happened? What happened in my dreams? Which, by the way, my dreams, God, I went through some shit. I went through some shit last week. And what I can tell you is since then, God keeps sending me like strawberries in dreams and this, that, which strawberries are really great fortune and like really beautiful energy and all this. But more than that, with the strawberries, is last night, specifically in the dream, I was like walking along what looked like a riverbank, and the Hierophant. God's like, I swear to God, I'm sending these direct to you to convey to you. But like, okay, whatever, you don't have to believe me. So last night I was up till almost 3 working on a live. And it was wild because I got on at 9:15 and like it was like people just kept booking reading after reading after. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was like I couldn't even keep up. I had to get to a point at 2:30 where I was like, guys, I love you, but like I gotta take my kids to school in the morning, like in 3 hours, like no more readings, right? I appreciate you, but like, whoa, because God rolls it in once you, figure out a lesson. But anyways, my point is in that dream, someone walked up. I was like on a walkway. There was almost like a river, like some water. I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really paying attention. But somebody runs up and gives me a frog. And I'm like, is this a frog? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, what? And the frog's like, and they're like, there's a frog race. And then the frog leaps out of my hand into the water. And I'm like, okay, go, little frog. Because like apparently at this point, I'm in a frog race. Cool, spirit. So I'm like, go, right? Well, the frog is at the back of, like, it's like he started late is what happened. He jumps in. All the other frogs are swimming. And I'm like running down, call it the boulevard, call it whatever you want to call it, the walkway of the water. And I'm like, go. The frog is going really fast. I'm like, wow, Froggy, you're doing good, right? Well, he hits a point where he's almost like past half of, let's argue, the frogs. And there's a ton of frogs. This race was like, how would you know who your frog was unless you were spiritually tied to your frog? But the point is this. I hit this point where I'm like trying to keep up, and then bam, this wave comes over, and I see it coming, a wave of water with a whole bunch of frogs. It was almost like under the walkway and over. And I'm like, okay, this is going to hit me. It hits me. I allow it to, right, in the dream. Most people, if you're not familiar with dream state, you might like wake up from that, like afraid. For me, I'm like, bring it on. This is good, right? So that happens. I'm like, I take a breath in the dream. I'm like, oh my gosh, and there's frogs hopping everywhere. I'm like, what the heck is going on, right? And then I like walk over because then suddenly I see all these wild animals. In essence, I've had this dream only once before. This is a great fucking dream, is when you see zoo animals let loose. It's a common dream, but it's relatively rare. Oh, by the way, lemons, we can talk about that in dreams too. Especially if you see past people wearing lemons. But anyways, look that up yourself. But the point is I see these frogs do this, right? And then I see like lions, zebras, everything. And I see these kittens. And I just like, I'm letting the wild animals, like they seem very calm and peaceful, like walk by. Pay attention to how the animals are acting. Are they angry? Are they running? Are they just like, we're free, right? And so in the dream, because I'm try very hard to be in a state where I can tap in, tap out. It doesn't always work that way, right? Like we learn as we ascend. But the point is, I see these kittens. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. This little tiny kitten, which was orange, color of my hair, if you want to argue that, red, whatever you want to call it. But then there's so many animals going by that I was like, okay, we got to get out of the way. I don't know where the frog went, but okay, kitten, come with me. So baby kitten and I go into like, it's like one of those like U-shaped, like big, it almost looks like, it's like a tunnel. You'd argue like kids with like a playground, but it's like cement and it's big. And so I just sitting there and I'm like sitting there with the kitten like, hey, what's up? And then all of a sudden this female lion walks up, pokes her head in. And I was a little startled, like, oh, hi, what are you doing here? And it was like the weirdest thing because no movement. She was just looking at me, but I could understand what she was saying. And she was like, "Where's my cub? I need to find my cub right now." And I was like, it was like the telepathy with her. And I was like, I only have, I think, the kitten. And she's like, well, I could take the kitten if the kitten needs a home. And I was like, where's your cub though? She's like, I don't know, that's what I'm worried about. And then the cub just happened to walk up on my lap. And I was like, no, I swear I didn't have the cub. She's like, no, I believe you. And I was like, here's the cub, here's the kitten. She's like, great. And she took them, right? And like not took them, but like they went together. And then it dream dropped into another dream, which happened to do with a jewelry store. It's a separate thing. Am I going to sneeze once or twice? If I sneeze once, I always take that as a good sign. If I sneeze twice or more than once, then I'm like, oh, I got to clear my energy. But it's almost like I want to do it again, though. So we're going to see. But the point is this. I'm not going to hold it back. We're going to just see what comes in from my collective. But the point is this, is like, what Zeus, okay, so if you're like, what does this mean, Christina? Why are you sharing this? Why have I waited 6 minutes for the kicker? You haven't waited 6 minutes. Okay, fine. That's why you're not ascended. No offense. You can't wait that long for the cliffhanger. Okay. Anyways, what frogs represent are abundance, the star. It represents that you're about to fucking level up financially, spiritually, but definitely financially. It's good luck and good fortune. Okay, the water coming over you can symbolize others having emotions about this level up or you, and just accepting that and going with the current of the energy. The free animals can represent feeling like you broke free from captivity in some way, whether that was a relationship, a mindset, something very toxic in your life. It's your inner like animal, your inner peace being free, right? That communication telepathically with the lioness in that dream represents your capacity or my capacity to communicate with Mama Gaia and all entities. It represents a sacredness, a respect for humankind, animal kind, all energies, not just human beings, right? And so, take it or leave it. I don't really give a shit at this point what anyone thinks. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I love you guys, but like every fucking time I just pull away going with the God. Yeah, but like Page of Wands, like, are you looking up your fucking dreams or not? They're important. 3 of Cups reverse. No, you're talking to your friends. Oh, I had this dream. Like, seriously. Some of you are having dreams. Like, I don't know how many times I got to talk about this. God's like, are you looking up what they mean? Because you might be like, that was weird. Oh my God, there were animals and this. And like, I don't know. By the way, puppies and kittens and dreams, baby animals represent purity, innocence, something new. Oh, the other thing that happened in the dream drop. Guess what happened in the dream drop? Talk about this. This is the first time this has happened to me. I dream dropped into a house, okay? A house I was not familiar with. And I was like touring the house and I was like, this is beautiful. I love this. Oh my God, I would totally live here, right? And then suddenly I was like moving in essence. And then someone from my past was like trying to move in with me and they were like frantic. And I was like, I don't want you. You're not supposed to be here. Like, why are you here? And they were like losing their mind. I was like, you're not supposed to be here. And so I didn't fight with it. I was just like, clearly, I don't want it. Clearly they were having a hard time. I was just like, go ahead, wig out. But like, so that's the representation of them seeing you move on. Furthermore, somebody came and was like, hey, you're moving in before closing. And I was like, what? And this is a sign that like you're moving very quickly to a new chapter in your life. Like if you dream of closing on it or like moving into a house before you closed on it, which by the way, I'm not moving. I'm not looking at houses. That's not what's happening currently in my reality. That's a sign that you're moving very quickly to the next chapter. Other people are shocked you're able to close on this deal. You might be, how do I explain this? Over-investing or trusting the wrong people in that space. So to be mindful of your new chapter and who you trust in the new chapter. Look up your dreams.